It just started raining. Just this second. I don't know if people can hear that. It's like kind of loud here, but this is the type of mic, you know, it picks up like sometimes too much, sometimes not enough. It picks up like sometimes too much what's right in front of it, and it doesn't pick up anywhere else. Just started raining. All right. I think that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's intended to do, but I'm not sure that it works out always the best for me because I'm not, you know, like a professional speaker, but I should maybe work on that. All right, so we're up to day 13 of the ROKR pinball. We've got 6 pieces. They're like substantial pieces. I mean, this could be a full puzzle, and it's just one of the pieces we have. We've got a lot of pieces on this scrap pile here. We've got a lot of wires, speaker, on-off button. I mention that every day. Yesterday we were working on this, which is the tabletop of the actual pinball machine. I mean, that's where the ball is going to bounce around, and I guess it's going to light up and make noises and adjust scores. I don't know what's going to go here. There's like, I don't know what this is. I mean, I kind of can see where that's going. Maybe there's, you know, I don't think there were any rubber bands in this, but I could see this in a real pool having thick rubber bands on a real pinball table to shoot the ball around. I should say thick rubber cords. I don't think you call them rubber bands when they're part of the part of an actual pinball machine. Something about this camera 1 is a little off. Seems like, yeah, I think that's better. Anyway, let's get into this. The last few days, we only got through 1 page per day, which is like, if that's the pace we're gonna go, this is gonna take a while. We're actually up to page 24, or we're about to start page 24. How many pages are there? There's a lot. I mean, we're in the 40s, 50s. I think it's gonna go, yeah. I mean, it goes to the high 50s, mid to high 50s. Oh, sorry, you didn't see any of that. I was just scrolling through the book here, and it looks like it ends. The last couple of pages, I don't know if these are instructions or they're like, it's actually done building, I think, on page 55. Maybe even sooner. There seem to be a lot of like explanations of what's going on rather than actual building. Overall alignment. Okay. When is the last piece added? Okay. I see the word completed here. And I see a USB cable? Are we going to deal with a USB cable? I didn't see a USB port, but maybe we didn't get to it yet. All right, is there some type of power cable there? All right, so this, it says completed. Insert USB of the power cord into the power adapter, and then plug the other end into. So that's good. We've got USB right here when we're ready for that. Pull the launching pin to launch the ball to the playing field, and press the left and right hitting arms, the flippers. I think that's what we would call them in our day, the buttons and the flippers. To hit the steel ball through the ball hitter. Climb onto the track to get as many points as possible. I guess there's going to be like a track, like a second story. I've definitely seen those in pinball machines. These sometimes these instructions are a little crazy. Yeah, I see the track there. Yeah, that's cool. On the left side, there's a track. There's also a track right over the top there. You can see that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you go up the ramp here, and then you go around, and you come down here, and it's going to go right to the flipper. All right, so that's the page where it says completed, and that's page 53.
Can I hear how loud the rain is on my window?
Okay, all right, we're going to go. It's too bad I don't have, I wish I had a wireless mic. I'm going to go hear the rain. I'll be right back. Yeah, if I had a wireless mic.
Perfect time for it to start raining.
Yeah. I gotta add a a second mic that's wireless. So I already got a handy cam, and I could put a wireless HDMI on it. Basically, I got to get a second lapel mic. Right now, I got just the boom mic. I got to add a lapel mic. See, it's good I haven't done the video of the full studio yet because it's not fully. I think for the handy cam, I have this little, like, it's like a phone cord, you know, like an old school phone cord where it's like curly, like the house phone, the cable phone. I'm talking about 1970s. Anyway, I have a cable like that for the handy cam so I can move it around. But maybe really the handy cam should be wireless because HDMI, wireless HDMI with like a long length. Because I do have wireless mics with a long length. So then if I ever want to move, and like during the middle of the broadcast, I can like go to my backyard or go to another place in the house because I've got a wireless microphone on my lapel and I've got a handy cam that goes anywhere. So I'm good. It's good I didn't do my studio video yet because it's going to be better. You can see this is camera 1 right here. I know that it's not professional to have that in the shot, but I need this camera 4. Normally it's the close-up camera, but now I've got it like super far away so you can see this tall stuff. So you can imagine when this pool table is finished, I'm going to kind of simulate it for you right now. So it's far from finished at this point, but just to give you an idea, it's going to be like, this is going to be back here, and then this is going to be, you know, somewhat kind of slanted. It's going to be higher than that, but I'm just like simulating it. And then I guess the flipper buttons are going to be here. This one's backwards, probably here and here. So there's going to be the side walls. So that gives you an idea of the height of this bottom. And then in the front, obviously, is going to be the ball launcher. It's usually on the right side. Most people are right-handed. All right, so something to look forward to. But we're going to be finished on page 53. And lately, we've only been doing a page per day. That's got to speed up, or we're never going to finish. I mean, could you imagine if it takes us 53 days? It might. It might take 53 days. I don't know how long it's going to take. Yeah, I don't even know where to put all these pieces. They're humongous pieces. All right, I'm going to put the circus piece back here. And this thing is hopefully going to keep it from falling forward. I got everything else sort of off camera. It's a little bit still on. It's off camera on this one. Almost. Yeah, it's off camera. It's off camera 1 anyway. All right, let's get something done. Enough bullshitting. Enough, you know. What's the word? Gossiping? There's another word for enough chit-chat. Enough chit-chat, people. Let's get to work here. So we're looking for page 24. This is page 24. So it's split in half. Could you imagine if we only do half a page tonight? All right, so there's a lot of pieces to collect. It looks like some like circuit boards or processors or something. There's definitely a lot of electronics going on this board. It looks like we're going to work on the underside of the main tabletop. So P29, P30, those are in bags 6 and 7. 6 P43s and 10 P44s, those are bags 17 and 18. And then P37, 38, and 39. So we're literally not taking any pieces from wooden boards. These are all coming from bags. These are all probably electronics and screws and nuts and bolts. But the main question for right now is how many pieces is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 21. So we're advancing 21 pieces, so we're going from 317 to 338. 338 pieces. So now we got to find those pieces. Always fun, right? All right. Bag 6. So where's bag 6? Is that one of the bags we've taken out already? with bag 4, bag 1, bag 14. No, I don't think we have bag 6 or 7. We have bags, maybe we have bags 17 and 18. It's 23, 16. Those are nuts. All right, 17. Finally, we got something. Bag 17. It's screws, and bag 18. Some more screws. I think those are screws. All right. I have bag 19, but we don't need that. All right, so there's bags 17 and 18. Is that out of focus? Anyway, let me just show you. It's 17 and 18. I don't know why this camera 2 looks so far away today. That's crazy. Anyway, we still need P29, P30, P37, P38, and P39. So P37, P38, and P39 don't say what bags they're in. Why don't they say what bags they're in? Are they just like sitting there without a bag? Q and O are there. Let's see what's underneath here. So 37, 38, and 39 are just going to be sitting here. Yeah, there you go. No bag. What piece is that? That's a big piece. Oh, it's already attached. This is 37, 38, and 39, apparently. Just to show you the picture here. So P37, P38 is the cabling, and P39 is like the second circuit. So so this is P39. Let's just match their drawing. Check if P37, 38, and 39 are properly assembled. Make sure the terminals are installed properly. I'm reading that from the instructions. It says, check if P37, P38, and P39 are properly assembled. Make sure the terminals are installed properly. All right, so we need to inspect this thing. I guess, you know, see if it's like installed properly. Oh, well, there's 3. They almost look like miniature phone inserts on this side, like phone jacks. Oh my goodness, this is a lot going on here. There's like 6 jacks. There's 6 jacks on P39. There's 8 jacks on P37. Maybe there's 10. No, those are lights. Okay. 8 jacks and 2 lights on P37. It actually says P37 on it. And then this probably says P38 on it. P39, sorry, P39. And then these 2 cables are considered P38. I don't think they say it. I'll tell you what, we've seen this before. This is on the bottom. This here, we've seen this before. I think it was, yeah, here we go. It's right there. There's the port. So that looks like a match, right? Like that cable's going to go into that port. Anyway, let's not guess. Let's see if we've got everything we need. All right, so we've got screws on 43, bag 17, bag 18. And then we need 37, 38, 39. We're going to attach them to this board, which is the underside of the main playing surface. And then we're not done yet. We need P29 and P30, which are in bags 6 and 7. All right, bag 6 is a circuit board. That's P. That's P29. Bag 6, P29 is a circuit board. And I think it's no surprise that P30 in bag 7 is another circuit board. No surprises. All right, what are we going to do with all this crap? It doesn't look like 21 pieces because it's mostly screws. All right, I'm going to assume we need the screwdriver. All right, so 6 17s and 10 18s. Actually, they're 43s. 6 P43s and 10 P44s. All right, how many is that? Need one more. 2 more came out of the bag. Oh, how many is that? That's 6. Well, here's another one came out of the bag. That was my fear, that more would come out than needed, because now I got to get it back in, which is like tougher than getting it out. To get it out, you basically squeeze it. To get it back in, I don't know. Post the answer in chat because I don't know the answer. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we need 10 of these. You're not even going to see these because they're black in color. I can maybe put this down just to make it visible. All right. 1, 2, 3. They're not coming out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. I think I got 10. All right. Some of them spilled off. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're falling through. All right, this board system didn't work. I'm just putting them back on the table here. I don't know if you can see them. I can. They have a little twinkle. Look for the twinkle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I might have rolled one somewhere. Or maybe it's still stuck in here. I think it was. I heard it fall out. There it is. Okay, there's 10. 10 screws. All right, let's get something done here. All right. Warning here. Do not tighten P43s and P44s first so that the screws can align with the other holes. Tighten all screws together after assembling other parts. All right, so we're going to put it together and then we're going to tighten all the screws at once. Try to get this pieces a little to the side so that you can see the board here. All right, so what's the first thing they want? Check the assembly. Good. Okay, now we're going to use 4 P44s. We're going to use all the P44s, actually. Four of them here, 4 of them here, 2 of them here. But first, we need to spin this board so that our orientation matches the instructions. That will decrease the chances of screwing up. All right, so it looks like these 2 lights back here, that might be the key to aligning this back piece. Where do they go? It looks like they go... Am I like missing a piece? It looks like there's another piece here. Oh no. What is going on here? Or is that what I'm looking for? Like one light goes in there and one goes off the table? That's crazy. Let's try that. No, that doesn't work. And we knew that was crazy. All right. There's a caution. Let's see what the caution says. Caution. We will ask you to do something insane. It doesn't actually say that. Okay. What's going to help us are the screw holes. There's the screw holes. Now the problem, I think the problem is that these lights are not going to fit in. I think they go here. In the picture, it looks like they go here and here, but that's insane. But I think they're supposed to hang over the edge. Like, that seems to make sense. We have to do that without breaking them. Wow, that's a really tricky thing to do. Because look how these lights, they like hook around. All right. Wow. This is crazy. Is this far down enough? I'm tempted to screw on the smaller one first. All right, let's try again. Now that we could see down here what we're doing. Got it. Okay. So that was possible, turns out. All right. Oh, where's the other half go? There should be more holes up here, right? There are, but there's like too many holes, so we got to figure out which ones are the right holes. All right, this, see this little, okay. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a line, there's some ink work here, and that ink work matches the shape of this piece. Yeah. That matches. It's faint, but there's ink work there, and it matches the shape of this piece. All right, so I think we can start screwing that in, right? They said don't screw it in too tight. So I'm just going to start all the screws. I'm not going to finish any for now. All right. I started one. All right. Started two. We're just going to use all 10 of these black screws right now. Doing this little section here. Well, they get easier as you go along because, like, for example, now I'm going to do the fourth screw. Like, you can't mess up because the first three are already in. It's like impossible for this fourth screw to not be lined up. And it's magnetic. That helps a little bit. I'm a little worried that what if I break the circuit board? Well, 4 screws are in. They're not very tight, as they recommended. I think I want to get these last 2 next, which they might be the toughest ones or the easiest. I really can't say. We can't see underneath because we hook those lights underneath. And if we try to pick up this black piece, we're going to scrape those lights and possibly damage them. So we're just going to kind of wiggle it until it feels like it's in place. And then screw it in. It doesn't feel like it's in place, by the way. Okay, now, no. I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting anything done here or not. It feels like... I think I got it. I think so. Let's try the other one. How does it look from up top? Thanks for joining me here tonight. Always makes it better. Like, something about... I don't know if you feel this way. That maybe some people feel different, but my feeling is like some jobs have to be done. For example, shoveling the snow or like mowing the lawn. Like, it has to be done because you won't be able to walk if you don't do it. And you can visually see when it's done. So you can kind of do that. But then there's other jobs where the fact that someone wants you to do it, that makes it, like, for example, a concert. Like a singer gives a concert. Like, the singer would sing if there was nobody there. I mean, they would. You know, that's how they became a singer. They learned how to sing because they liked singing. But would they sing, like the Rolling Stones have been touring for like how many decades? Like, would they do it if fans didn't show up and appreciate it? And I don't think it's just the money either. I think that, I mean, I'm sure by now the Rolling Stones have money. I'm sure they tour for other reasons besides money. Do the Rolling Stones still tour, or did COVID knock them out? All right, all 10 of those are in. I'm not going to tighten. Wait, should I tighten them now? Because they're all in. But all right, let's do these 6 screws, whatever's supposed to happen then, and then we're going to tighten up everything. All right. You know, we put all 6 of those screws in, and we didn't look very carefully if we were supposed to be connecting anything else. That could have been a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. It could have been, though. Look at this. It's just like frayed here. I don't know if that's an issue. It looks a little better in the picture, I gotta tell you. The picture looks straight. Our reality looks a little crooked. And this, yeah, okay, this lines up. Remember we said we had this thing, the port here and the connector here, and they do kind of line up, so that looks good. They don't say to connect it yet, so we're not going to. But they do want to next connect P30. P30. This is P30. It's a circuit board. Now, where is that supposed to go? It looks like there's a picture. Yep, there you go. Oh my goodness. It's right here. I don't know if... Let me lift it up so you can see it. P30. So that's what all these markings are. They have outline, the shape of the piece, and they even tell you what piece it's going to be. That's very helpful. All right. So to look at this outline of P30, if you look at the P30, it has 3 screw holes. So there's the 3 screw holes. And it has a connector. And there's where the connector is going to go. I don't know what's going to connect to it, but that's where it's going to go. This may be nothing more than a light. I've been calling these circuit boards. They may be glorified LEDs. Yeah, it looks like there's 4 LEDs on this. And they probably line up with these 2 arrows. Yeah, these circuit boards are basically just lights. There's probably a little, decision tree to them, some like NAND gates and something, and that's why they're they are circuit boards, but they're glorified LEDs. There's probably a few gates on there. This is such a simple board, I wonder if you even could read the gates if you got in close. I'm not seeing any gates, to be honest with you. This seriously might be just LEDs on a circuit board. I'm not going to make a call on that right now, but it very well could be. The controls might be in this piece, and this might just be a light, There also could be something in there. Like maybe the light, maybe these can light independent. I'm just speculating. Okay, I did that wrong. It actually goes like this. The circuit board goes on top. I think. Yeah, that makes sense because these are the lights. So the lights go into the arrows and the circuit board goes on top. Beautiful. Now it makes sense. Now every other circuit board, I'm trying to do air quotes, circuit board, let me put a screw down. Now every other circuit board is going to make sense because we're going to notice the LEDs and we're going to know what shape to put it on. But this was the first one, so it took us a minute to figure it out. All right, let's get the screws in. At least let's get one of them in. I think that's lined up. I think that's in. All right, 2 more. Third one will be easy. Is this screw not magnetic? The black screw was magnetized to the screwdriver. This gold screw seems like it's not. I guess it's not magnetic. All right. 2 down, 1 to go. I think I tightened that screw too much. Anyway, I don't think it's a problem. We're going to tighten all 16 screws at the end, and we're pretty much near the end, so I don't think anything's a problem. And this is only half of page 24. We then have the second half of page 24. Yeah. I think when I do this compilation, I'm going to take out a lot of finding pieces. And a lot of screwing pieces down. All right, anyway, that's done. All right, P30 is done. It says P29 here. P29. So that's where P29 goes, right? I mean, we'll look at the instructions to confirm it, but pretty much has to go there. Yeah. P29 with 3 more screws. And now we know which direction to place it. We know where the lights go. We know where the connector goes. It even says P29 right there. All right, we can use the pattern of the screws. Will help us to line this up. What's with all the politicians lately, like, losing their minds? I know that they're old, but they were like they didn't have their minds lost a few years ago. Is it possible that, I don't want to start a rumor, is it possible those, the Congress people, did they take the vax? I thought they excluded themselves, but maybe they excluded themselves from it being required, but maybe a lot of them still took it. Or maybe, as I said, they're probably just old. It's a lot of there was a video of the Senate leader. Supposedly this guy's the leader. And he completely froze up. He was talking and mid-sentence he stopped talking. He stopped moving. He didn't move his eyes, his mouth, his hands. And then after 20 seconds, some people started talking to him and he looked at them and did a faint nod. And the nod was do you want to keep talking? Do you want me to take over? Do you want to go back to your office? And the faint nod was at do you want to go back to your office? And some of these politicians are not young, you know? I don't know why they don't retire, honestly. Okay. Did we get all our screws in? Yeah. All right, so we're going to tighten them all up now. We're not going to do them super duper tight because they're going into wood. There's no nut on the other end. So if we keep cranking them, we'll strip them. So we're just going to go until we feel that we've pushed everything as far as it will go without spinning in place. And that's going to be, you're going to need some feel for that. It's not going to be spelled out for you. There's nothing that's going to happen. You're just going to have a feel that it's gotten tougher to turn the screw, therefore it's in far enough. Which we're almost at that point, because these are small screws. I mean, they don't take that many twists to go in. If the screw starts pushing back, flipping out of the head, the screwdriver flips out of the head, that's another good sign that the resistance has changed. All right. I'm going to call that done. This board is not attached to the board below it. That's why it's a little movement here. I don't know why it's not. It's basically the only thing keeping this in place are these two lights, which is terrible. They got to give us a screw to add here and here, because right now it's and they haven't told us to connect this, but they haven't told us to connect this to here, but they're going to. All right, let's be patient. Wait for them to tell us. Let's just double check quickly if we did everything. Okay, yeah, line it up, tighten the screws, put in the two widgets, LEDs actually. Yeah, we're done. Okay, second half of the page, 08. As I recall, O was this plastic piece here. Yeah, O. 08 times 3. All right. And then we need bag 21, P47 times 6, bag 25, P51 times 3. So that's 12 pieces. We're at 338 now, so that's going to bring us to an even 350. All right, so where are bags 21 and 25? There's bag 26. Oh, whoa, what the hell? All right. Look at bag 25. So we're looking for 3 pieces in there. Well, that's it. I believe that's the 3 of them. Unless the cables are separate from the... What are those? Oh, this got springs on them? I don't know what these pieces are. But that's bag 25, P51. Whatever it is, it is. All right, now we need bag 25. Oh, sorry. That was bag 25, P51. Now we need bag 21, P47. So, bag 21. I think I see a 1 on this. Bag 21. Is that it? Is that what we're looking for? It's more screws. Bag 21, 9 pieces, P47. We need 6 of those 9 pieces. Okay. All right, let's do it. So what is in this bag 25? Yeah, those cables are attached. There only are 3 pieces in here. I don't know. I think they're gonna make contact and count, and they're gonna increment the score. There also seems to be tape on them, but I think it's electrical tape. It's probably gonna stay there. Is this thing gonna be like an electrical hazard? Can you get electrocuted from a USB? I think no. I think a USB is pretty low. I'm not telling you no. Proceed with caution with your USBs, but hopefully not. Let's see what happens. All right. So those are the 3 P51s. We need 08 times 3 as well. So we have to open this O bag. Wow. I'm just thinking, if it takes like an hour per like page, then it's going to take 55 hours to do this. It was supposed to take 12 hours. I'm trying to find 08. I see 1, 2, 3. This looks like, I think this is what we're looking for. Did I say 8 on it? Yeah, it does. All right. That's 8. So grab your clippers. They look like toenail clippers, but they're nippers. Sometimes they're called nippers, sometimes they're called clippers. Anyway, they get out these plastic pieces. Get them right up against the plastic and nip it. Nip it in the butt. In the bud. I think you also could twist these off, maybe. But then you're probably going to end up with fragments. You don't want that. All right. I'm going to throw this O back. No, it doesn't go there. It goes here. Okay. So, do we have all our pieces yet? We have 08 times 3. P51 times 3. And we need 6 screws from 21. It's a new bag we haven't opened yet. 5mm screws. 5mm. Ooh, they're chunky. They're 5mm, but they're chunky. All right, there's our 5 screws. All right, bag 21. All right, let's get down to business here. You know, I could have said let's get down to brass tacks when I was doing these, because I think these might be brass, but they're not exactly tacks. They're mini screws. All right. They want us to take the 308s. One of them gets 1 screw, and the other 2 get 2 screws. Oh no, they get 2 screws each. Oddly enough, I only took 5 out of the bag. I don't know why. We need 6. For some reason, I only took 5 out. All right, there's the 6th one. Or maybe I took a 6th one out and lost it. I'll find it if I did. All right, so 2 in each. Now, where do they go? This is such a like a close-up view of this underside that I can't even tell what I'm looking at. What part of the board is that? All right, I think it's the front. I think it's this part. But I think they've flipped this board 180 on us again. So it's like this. So each one of these squares, rectangles, whatever you want to call them, each one of these has two like pinholes next to it. So the plastic piece goes in the pinholes, and then I assume that this is going to somehow connect to it and go through there. Let's kind of preview the instructions to see how that's going to work. All right, so there's the three squares. There's the three plastic 08 pieces going in. We get a caution on that. Pay attention to the part's direction. Make sure the round holes face downward. Okay, round holes downward, got it. And then again, pay attention to the part's direction. Then we drop in the three P25s. Their drawing makes the cables look a lot shorter than what we actually have. And they also don't show where the cables go. But, you know, I assume all cables go on the underside. You're not going to have cables on the playing field. So, let's do this. I think the toughest question I have is, which is the bottom? It said make sure the round holes go to the bottom. Okay, yeah. So these holes are like oval, and these holes are round. So round holes to the bottom. I gotta replace this chair I'm sitting on. It's like so loud. All right, let's get the first screw in. Quit screwing around and start screwing the puzzle together. Did we screw it all the way in this time, or only halfway? Let's get the second screw in before we really start going to town on that screw. Okay. It's tricky. I can't even see the hole because the piece is black, the screw is black. I honestly can't even see the hole. Next time I'm going to put both screws in before I even start lining this up. All right. It doesn't look right. All right, let me keep screwing it down. Maybe it's gonna work itself out, but honestly, it doesn't look right at this point. These screws aren't going in either. How's that look? Huh. All right. I don't know if I should tighten them yet. I think instead of doing all three of these, I think I'm going to try to add the second part on. Now, how does that second part go on if there's no screws? That's crazy, right? All right. Let's try to match the picture. So, yeah, look, there's two holes there. And there's two holes there. So there's supposed to be some screw going in there, but they don't show it. I'm just going to go to the next page. Yeah, on the next page, there's screws. I don't know why they're like attaching them on one page and screwing them on the next page. All right, so we're just going to drop them in there for this page. So actually, there's nothing to QC here. Just drop it in. I just see if it fits in, basically. All right. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Ah, okay. Remember this thing? So it's going in there. All right. Okay. So, is there a... Okay, they always go, like, to the right. Like, the pinhole's always in front, and the cable always... The pinhole's always at 6 o'clock, the cable's always at 3 o'clock. But that's only when you assume that the pinholes equal 6 o'clock, because they actually move. All right. Let's get the next ones in. I dropped a screw on the floor because I was trying to do two at once. All right, I'll give one look for finding the screw. If I don't find it, I'll take a new one. Turning on my phone flashlight here. Didn't sound like it rolled very far. Yeah, I found it. It just kind of drops straight down. All right, let's get these two screws in. And then let's screw them on. I can't even hold it. It's like impossible. Like my finger doesn't fit in the area that the screw has to go in. It goes like almost right up against the wall. I probably should put this back screw in first and then the front one second. Or I could use tweezers to put it in. Yeah, okay, I got it. I might use tweezers when I do the third one because that is like impossible. All right, let's get this in here. I'm just wiggling it till I feel it catch. This one, the magnet pulled it out. The second one, the magnet pulled it out. The one that I spent all that time trying to get in, the magnet pulled it out right away. Bet you it's the same screw that also dropped on the floor. I think it caught. Wow. It looks like nothing, right? Well, it's not nothing. It's like a very tiny space. Okay, it is nothing. I'm sure that if you have a small hand or the right tools, that you can do it like it's nothing. But for me, it's I can't see it. I can't feel it. My fingers don't fit in there. But we're going to get it done. one more. What was in the news today? Anything? I gotta start checking the news before I go online. Got any more? Do they have any more information on that Obama's chef? I know that there's like a lot of. I mean, the guy died, so it shouldn't be like looked at as like content, but at the same time, it unfortunately, it's a lot of content these days is like that. It's like they had those Moscow, Idaho girls, and then before that there was that, I forget her name, but she had a boyfriend in Florida. His name was like Laundry or something like that. And it's like these people go missing or they're, found the body or something like that, and then it becomes like a mystery. What happened, who did it, or where are they, and people do like live streams where they try to figure it out, and people talk in the chat, and they, unfortunate. It's unfortunate, right? I mean, it's like someone's life. Well, I think the people who work on those live streams, they try to keep them professional. But, I mean, the bottom line is everyone's talking about someone else's tragedy. This second one fits in so perfect that I now realize that the first one didn't fit in perfect. And I'm not sure why. Did they give me a piece that just doesn't fit in? Okay, no. There it is. It fits in now. I feel like I want to grab those screws and tighten it in before it falls out again. The other way to know the direction is they've got screw holes here. This one's going to be the toughest because it's like in the middle of the chip. Anyway, all right, they're in. So we need to go on to the next page and get the next set of screws so we can tighten those. All right, so finally we go to page 25. If I would normally stop, but we can't leave those dangling. We got to screw those in. All right, so apparently the bags to screw those in it's probably P46, which is bag 20, because they want 6 of them. But then also for this page, P6, which is apparently in bag 1, which, bag 1's been on the table since day 1. So apparently P6 is in there. And then bag 16, which we have bag 16, I think right over here somewhere. Do we? Yeah, there's bag 16, so there's 2 nuts in there. And then bag 20, we gotta find bag 20. Is that one we already have, or is that a new one? That's bag 20. There it is. So bag 20, we need 6 pieces. There are 9 pieces in here. All right, the only question is P6. What is P6? It's somewhere in bag 1. We got to look up what P6 is. P6 is a 12 millimeter screw. There's only one of them in here. I think I know what it is. I think it's a silver screw. I remember we had some other screws of the same length, but they were black. So we're looking for a 12 millimeter screw. Oh, actually, I'm only seeing black screws in here, and I'm seeing 3 of them. Okay, this one. This is probably it. That look like 12 millimeters? I don't know. I might have been off camera. You might not even seen what I was grabbing, but I think this is it. Is that 12 millimeters? That's the question. If it's 12 millimeters, then that's what we're looking for. Get out your trusty calipers. And 12 millimeters. There we go. Is that the size of it? Yep. That's 12 millimeters. Oh, the calipers are magnetic too. Wow. Okay. 12 millimeters. We're all agreed that's 12 millimeters. All right. So 16, we need 2 of these. Why do we need 2 nuts if we only have 1 bolt? Does that seem odd to anybody else? 2 nuts, 1 bolt? Well, there is something. There is something to it. I mean, I could think of at least one thing that has 2 nuts and 1 bolt, but maybe it's going to be like the bolt's going to go through the board and there's going to be 1 nut on each side. Probably something like that. Or maybe just something else is going to go in there. Basically the same nut. The 2 nuts are probably going to thread the same bolts. And then we need 6 of these, obviously, to attach these guys, which we just put on in the last segment. 6 of those. All right, 2, 4, 6. Is that 6? 2, 4, 6. Yep. So 9 pieces, right? 9 pieces here. So that brings us to 359. Did we count the... Yeah, we did. Okay, 359. And that's just the top half of page 25. Yeah, page 25. Okay. Top half. Okay. The first thing we need is the 3... wow. Okay. Remember those screws that we were going to add on? Well, they're not as simple as you think they are. This is why we turned the page. So we are going to put the screws into those pieces with the springs that we added. They're like boxes with the springs, but the screws they need to be done a certain way. There's like a red wire, a yellow wire, and a black wire. And they need to go in. The connections are like there's a low and a high one. In each case, they go in the low connection. So maybe let's do that first. All right, so we have to be careful now that we get the right one. So the one that's inside of this plastic unit, that's where the red goes. On the top, separated is the black. And the one on the side is the yellow. So here's the 3 wires. All right, so let's grab the yellow wire. And that's going to connect here. It's going to connect above the plastic, which strikes me as odd. Why do I feel like it should go below the plastic? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they're going to get a screw through it. So the screw will make the connection. Plastic is probably in a way, it holds it in place, but it's also in a way might be a safety. It's not a, I'm just going to look stupid if I talk about electronics. I know that there needs to be a ground somewhere, but I'm not going to guess on how that's happening here. As I said, it's embarrassing. I should know more about electronics. I did. I mean, I passed digital electronics in college, but it's been a while. And the fact that we're only connecting one wire, that right off the bat kind of confuses me. Like, shouldn't one of them be the ground? Maybe they're just data, you know? I don't know. I don't know what's in these wires. But this screw is definitely going to make the connection. Oh my goodness, the screw came out. Did it catch finally? I don't want to strip it. I also don't want to short it. This is like, I mean, it's just a little model, but the electronics are a little bit daunting. I mean, it kind of looks like connecting the wires to the battery in the car. Obviously, that's not what it is, but kind of reminds me of that. Second one should be easier, right? Because it's already like lined up. The first one's already lined up. Second one should be easy. You would think, right? Came right back out. I hear like things crunching and crackling. It doesn't sound good. You know, maybe it's breaking through. Just to remind you, there's this blue electrical tape. Maybe it's busting through that, and maybe it needs to. Like, maybe going through that tape is like the safest way to make that connection and only that connection. So, looking at it from the outside, is the screw busting through? It doesn't look like it is. Let's look from the other side. No. It might have crunched it, but it didn't break through. So the casing is probably transmitting the signal or the power. I don't know what we're dealing with here. All right, black wire goes to the front. This being the front. This is the front. In my definition, that's the front. So this white must be the ground, right? Why is the white not going anywhere? So we have yellow here, black here, red here. Where does the white go? I guess for the moment it doesn't go anywhere. Wow, it would be a good day to have a close-up camera. Should I attempt it? No, because the thing about the close-up camera, it's an optical, so if it was digital, I'd be able to like target it and then zoom in. I know that optical is usually better than digital, but for this one case, if I zoom in, I'm going to have to move either the camera or the board, and I don't think either one is going to work out well, so I'm not zooming. I'm not doing anything. I'm just, you're just going to have to take my word that this screw is going in where it's supposed to go, which is the hole on the right lower with the the black wire looped around. All right, and then the second one, the second screw is, I don't even know what's the purpose of the second screw. It might be no purpose, but I don't know. I guess just to keep this thing from rattling around. I don't hear the breaking sounds this time. All right, red wire goes on this one. All right. And then we do the nuts and bolts. All right, in each case, the wire connects at the lower. There's like 2 screws. The wire goes through the lower one. They really don't give you, they give you a lot of wire with the white, but with the red, it's incredibly short wire they give you. I guess that's, they don't want extra slack. Feels kind of slanted. Yeah, that's totally messed up. Try again. This wire is like getting in my way. It's getting in the way of making this connection. I mean, I don't have any personal feelings about the wire. I just want this screw to go in. All right, I think it's going in. All right, last screw. Yeah, they really didn't give us a long red wire. And it's 2 problems with that. One, when you're screwing it in with the connection, it wants to spin with the screw, but there's not enough wire. And then 2, it's very close. It could get caught under that second screw. Anyway, this stuff is all in, but we got those, the nuts and bolts. We still got to deal with that. So where does that go? All right, so that's the white wire. Remember, we were speculating, like, where does the white wire go? So it's got to be the ground, right? And it's going to connect. There's some very specific instructions here. It says, like, fit the screw head with the conductive cloth, tighten the top nut. So there's a picture here, and it's like one way is good and one way is bad. And these 2 pictures look extremely similar. I'm not sure what makes them different. Oh, one is driven in further? Is that it? Just like drive it in all the way? Yeah, I think that's it. So the screw is going to go in the other side through the conductive cloth. So this is electric. I believe this is, I don't want to guess. I mean, I feel like it's the ground wire, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's, since that's a conductive cloth, and because the steel ball is going to roll across it, maybe it is going to complete some circuit. So in which case that is not the ground, but it's the one that's different from the other 3. That's what makes me think it's the ground. But anyway, I don't know. I'm guessing. But the way it's going to do, it's going to go through, the bolt's going to go through, it's going to touch the conductive on this side. And then on this side, so from the front, it's going to go through and touch the conductive. And then on the back, it's going to be threaded with a nut, the white, and then a second nut. So here's the big question. Where's the hole that it goes in? It doesn't show us from the other side. It shows us only like from the back side. And in fact, I would say that's not even clear. It looks like it's in front of this black wire. So there's the black wire. And then there should be like a dot dash dot in front. Okay, yeah. Dot dash dot dash dot. So it's the middle dot. All right. I'm going to put it through while looking at the back, and then I'm going to flip it around. So it should be the middle dot. That's not it. Oh, flip it around. It's much easier to tell if you flip it around. But it's that thing we were worried about, the screw not going in correctly. Remember, we didn't line up, when I was doing this, I didn't line up this piece, and I wondered how big a deal it was. It's a huge deal. We're now breaking that. We're basically breaking that thing, which is obviously very important. Which means it's not going to last. Whatever we're building here, it's only going to last so long. And then it's going to stop working. It would that would be true in any case, but it would have lasted longer if we'd have lined up that sheet correctly. Excuse me. All right, so this nut goes on now. Goes to the bottom, and then we put on the white wire, and then we put on the second nut. Pardon me. I need to grab a glass of water. All right. I think that's good. Then the white. And the second nut. Have we done it tight enough? Because, you know, a pinball machine is not fun if it's not turned on. You need all the music and the lights and the scoreboard. If that stuff's not turned on, it's like only 5% is fun. All right, the screw is flush here. Let's try to tighten it a little bit, I guess. We'll grab onto the nut from this side and we'll turn the screwdriver a little bit. All right. I think it's tight. Well, it's starting to look like something. I'm not sure really what, but it's starting to look like definitely something. It's starting to look like a pinball table. It's supposed to. All right. All right, what's next? The second half of page 25. K4 times 2. Oh, we're back to wood pieces. K4 times 2, K5, K12, and of course still some bag pieces, P38 and P27, each times 2. So that's 8 pieces. So 367. We're up to 367 pieces already. All right, we need the K sheet. And we need bag 4. We have bag 4. And there's 2 wires in it. I guess these are the 2 that we need, right? I mean, there's 2 wires in there. We need 2 wires. So my assumption is that these are the 2 wires. P38 times 2. Anyone remember dealing with P38? We don't have that many bags here. Oh, there's the wax. I grabbed the wax from, there's the wax. I grabbed wax from like another set, but it turns out here was wax. Anyway, I'll just put that in my spares. And is this like a bell? It doesn't sound like a bell. I And guess what? I don't see P38. Alright, let's not panic. Let's see what P38 is. P38. Oh. What the hell is P38? P38 is these existing cables. P38 times 2. Yeah, P38 is... those cables are already in place. I'm not going to count them. Alright, so let's back this off to 365. Oh, that's cool. So we're going to end the day on 365. Alright, we still need the K pieces. Okay, so here's 2 cables. 2 cables are already in place, but we need 4 wooden pieces. K4 times 2, K5, and K12. We have piles of wooden pieces that fell out. It's possible those could be amongst the pieces needed. I'm not sure. Let's find out here. So we're looking for the K board. H, G, F. Here's K. We actually had a lot of problems with this K board. Have had problems. Alright, so let's see what we need here. K4 times 2. Those are these little pieces here. And then a single K5. These are just like, these are staples basically. They're just going to hold like something in there. I know this board is table's getting real messy. But at the end, it's going to be a pinball machine apparently. Alright, then K5 is another staple. They only want 1 of the K5s. Going to be tricky to get just 1 out. They're kind of like come in 2 packs. Alright, I got it. And then K12, kindergarten through 12. K12 is another staple. It's like a super big staple. And this tool, which we usually use several times, we're using only on for the last piece of the night. Because we weren't dealing with wooden pieces until just now. Like, for some reason, no wooden pieces tonight until just now. So at least we got some. It would have been weird if we went through the day without using any wooden pieces. Alright, so what do we got to do here? We got some special instructions. Insert the terminals into proper positions. Insert M1R into M1, M2B into M2, and M3Y into M3. So what the hell are they talking about? Okay, these cables are M2B, M3Y, and M1R. I assume they got those names when we connected wires to them, because like these 3 pieces were the same, like they were the same piece out of the bag, but now they got put into those locations. All right, anyway, what's the first one? M2B is the first one. So M2B, it says it on it. No, that's not the first one. This one is M2B. But also the first one doesn't go here. So it's M3Y. Well, the good news is it says M3 here. So it says M3 here and it says M3 here. So you take the wire that says M3 and you stick it into the port that says M3. The only question is which is the top and which is the bottom. There's a line on one side and a groove on the other. So I think the line goes on top So let's see if that goes in. It does. So there's the first wire. It's in there. All right. So this one says M2. This one says M2. And that's correct. M2 goes to M2. This is kind of like playing Twister. You remember that game Twister? Like you spin the dial, like right hand red, left foot green. I say that because I want to keep these wires like organized as much as I can. And I'm not sure I can. I gotta think it through. Well, you always can feed it through. You always can redo it. But it is a little bit like playing Twister. I don't think this second one went in. I don't know, did it? This whole casing is moving. Why? Is the screw not tight? The screw is tight. Oh, man. I'm not sure if I got that second one in or not. Does it look like it's in as far as the first one? It's hard to tell. All right, this one says M1R and it says M1 here. All right, now how does this cable go? You want over the top, under the bottom? I like under. Groove on the bottom, line on the top. That's how we did the other two. And they seem to work. Yeah. They're all in the same distance. I assume that they're incorrect. I don't know. Complete as shown. Okay, yeah. Complete as shown. Oh, that's how far to push them in. Yeah, I think we did it correct. There's one open here. And we got those 4 staples we need to do something with. No, okay. Here's another cable. Those 2 P27 cables. So they're going to go, the P27 cables are going to go to these 2 LEDs. One end is going to go to the 2 LEDs. The other ends are going to go here and here. So I don't know if you can see that. There's a port here. And the first port here. I think it's the first port. I think that's what they want. And then the other end, it just goes to these two LEDs. So this is actually pretty easy, I think. And then the staples, I assume, is just going to hold everything, you know, just kind of in place. If you ever opened like an arcade machine, you've probably seen a lot of like cable tie downs. Basically, these staples are going to be the cable tie downs of this build. All right, so we're going to keep this groove down system. I think that's correct. If it doesn't go in, then it's not correct. Is it the same at both ends? It's gotta be, right? It didn't seem to go in. Should I try the other one the other side? I'm going to try the other one groove up. No, they definitely want it grooved down. I mean, I'm looking at the picture and it's grooved down, but it's not going in. That's the problem. Well, it just doesn't feel right, but I guess it is what it is. Okay. So, what do you think? Are those all the way in? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Key. How you doing? Thumbs up. All right. And then they just go in the nearest. So this one goes in S3 and the other one goes in S1. I don't know why they don't say here S3 and S1, but they don't. And it continues grooved down. At least that's the way it looks in the picture. I can't seem to get a hold of it. Wow. It's such a tiny piece. I don't know how to even push it. It's tiny and it's low. It's like lower than I can fit my fingers down there. Probably there's a tool for that. Maybe like this. Will that work? I don't want to break the cables. Alright, this one goes in front. The cable's like fighting me. Not letting me get the angle that I want. That looks like it's lined up. Still needs to be pushed in. That's lined up. Alright, wow. Alright. Don't you think this needs to connect here? Why are they not telling us to do that? Oh, they are telling us to do that. That's the next thing. Alright, P38 goes in here. Again, groove side down. Wow, that's cool. It's a lot of pins. 7 pins. It's like a data cable. No, that would be 8. Cat cable is 8, right? This is 3. I can't, it's tough to count it because they're all the same color. Yeah, this is 7. I think a cat cable is 8. Get in there. Is that in? If it doesn't pull out, it's in, right? So I think you can kind of see where the staples are going to go. I mean, we're going to wait for the instructions to tell us, but let's see here. Do all of our cables look good? All right. Let's double check all our cables. This one looks kind of distant. Ah, yes. That one was not in. Which inspires me even more to check all the others. Okay. Why does this thing keep moving? I don't know. It's like shoddy already. It just, the case just moves. I don't know, it's busted. Alright. I I think all our connections are good. One of theirs is bad. All right. Where do the staples go? All right. K4 is going to tie down all of these. Just like when you open up Mrs. Pac-Man and you see all those cable ties or Space Invaders or whatever. Okay. Did I miss something? There's something. Does that look like there's a nut there? Oh, that's just a picture. There is a nut in the background. And it just, sometimes this 2D to 3D can be a little confusing. All right, there's a second K4. So a second K4. Why is this not the same size? Because it's a K5. All right, a second K4 goes across this. Wait a minute. Yeah, across this cable up here. These are just cable tie downs so that the cables don't get tangled up. It's like, I guess they also kind of protect it. Now, the next one, which is a K12, we're going to catch up 2 cables in this one. Why not 3? We could pull this one there, but they only want 2. This one's not going to get tied down, or is it going to get something else? We still have the K5. All right, K12, the big lad, goes here. Now, K5. It's unclear to me where K5 goes. Oh, okay. It goes here. Right there. I would describe this as somewhat meaningless, but whatever. I guess it's, helps this thing from getting pulled out. So that if you do tug on it, the tug won't pull against the connection, it'll pull against the K5. That's probably the point of all of these. But this one doesn't get any protection. So I guess if you hook that one, you might pull it out. All right. Are we done with page 25? We are. Page 25 is complete. All right. Finally, we got 2 pages done in a night, but still 2 pages in an hour and 37 minutes. Really, we did 45-minute episodes the previous few nights. So we're still averaging 45 minutes per page, which is terrible. This puzzle's only supposed to take 12 hours. What can I tell you? I'm not fast at puzzles. Sorry. 99 minutes. Time to sign off. I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night. See you tomorrow.